So you're thinking about moving to Kansas City. Maybe you're thinking about Parkhill school districts or Platte County. Well, good news in this video, we're gonna be talking all about that. We're gonna be taking a look at the map and we're gonna get started right now. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Kansas City, then click subscribe so you can be the first to know of the current market right here in the KC metro area. My name is Zach Morton. My business partner Max Jones, the Mojo Real Estate team, and I have been helping people move to Kansas City for over 20 years. We get calls, texts, emails from folks just like you every single day, and we absolutely love it, but you don't have to take our words for it. See what our clients have to say with over 600 verified Google reviews from folks just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, just pick up that phone, you give us a call, shoot us a text, drop us an email, even schedule a Zoom. All of that contact information is in the description below this video and every other video we've done, just so we can connect with you and chat with you about your goals specifically so we can help you with that seamless transition into your new neighborhood. So today we are talking about Platte County, we're gonna talk about the Parkhill School District, and we are in Kansas City on the Missouri side, north of the river. So let's just go ahead and dive right into this map. Now, I was out yesterday. This is kind of a follow-up video. I was out yesterday, school was canceled. We've got a snowstorm here in Kansas City. So I wanted to go out and show you guys what it was like to drive around on the streets, and what it looks like after a snowstorm here in KC, and how we take care of our streets and talk about all that. Because I know we have clients that are coming from Texas, Florida, all the southern states, don't see a lot of snow, and people are wondering what that's like. California, I know you Colorado folks and Iowa folks and all that, you know how to deal with it, but it's new knowledge to a lot of people. So check out that video if you're interested. We also look at some houses priced at $425, $525, and $650, just to see what was currently on the market while we took advantage of the snowstorm and talked a little bit about that. But today we're gonna follow this up with a map video. We're gonna look at Southern Platte County just to give you a better visual of kind of how it's all laid out. I'll kind of point out and highlight the areas that we were at yesterday when we were cruising around the neighborhoods, and just talk in general about the area, the pros and cons, the yin and the yang. So let's go ahead and dive right on into this map. Right now, I just want to start with, I do this on most of the videos that we do. Kansas City has a Kansas and Missouri. So there's a Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri. And it is defined by this river that runs right to here and then drops straight south. This river does continue to go this way, but anything over on this side of that line is Missouri. Everything over here is Kansas. Kansas is the sunflower state. Missouri is the show me state. You'll see that on our license plates. And then we have a north of the river and south of the river. So everything, of course, north of this river is north of the river, or the Northland. Everything south is, we call it down south or heading south, whatever. South can be Kansas, obviously, over here, or south can be Missouri, but that's pretty much how the city's broken up. So you can get down here and you can talk the lingo. It sounds like you know what you're talking about. Today, we're gonna focus on the northwest section of Kansas City, which is Platte County. So Platte County is pretty sizable. So that's what our focus is on today. So I'm gonna clean this up and we're just gonna zoom right on in on that a little bit, and we'll talk about Platte County. Now, I've got Platte County as a whole pulled up here right now, but what we're gonna focus on is Southern Platte County, which really can also be synonymous with the Parkhill School District. And for the most part, that's gonna be kind of this area, a little bit closer to the city center, that first quadrant. And then as you move north, you've got, Northern Platte County, which is a whole another topic. Platte City is kind of the focus of Northern Platte County, with Parkhill being kind of the major suburb of Southern Platte County, with Kansas City mixed in all around. So a lot of this white stuff here could be considered Kansas City, but we've got all these suburbs that kind of play into that mix. So I'm gonna clean that up and let's move on in a little bit to Southern Platte County. And I am gonna go ahead and highlight this by typing in the Parkhill School District, just so we can hone that in a little bit more. There's a lot of folks, we find we work with a lot of families, people are moving in when they're relocating. A lot of people have kids, so we get this a lot, that's why I like to touch on it. The Parkhill School Districts. There's a lot of families that are out searching by school districts, or they just wanna say, hey, what are the top 5 school districts? I wanna make sure I land in one of those, Zach. So this is one of the top A-rated school districts in the Northland, north of the river. We've got several, so don't think this is your only option. But this is the Parkhill School District that we're going to focus on today. There's a couple high schools, a handful of middle schools, several elementary schools that all highly rated and get that A+ status on Reach.com, greatschools.org, other websites like that. So Right now we kind of have that Parkhill School District highlighted, which there's the river, so we got Kansas and Missouri, and then kind of takes all that in. I like to tell people when I'm thinking about, we have 169 highway here north of the river that kind of splits pretty much everything to the west of that is Platte County. Everything on this side over here is Clay County, which is an equally sizable, I think it's even larger than Platte County, with the main focus of Liberty over here, which we'll do on a whole nother video, a whole nother topic. But it's kind of how the Northland's broken up. We got Clay County on the right and Platte County on the left. Southern Platte County, this is the Parkhill School District, which is a lot of where the majority of the density of people are. As we move north and further out of this into northern Platte County, it just gets a lot less dense as far as people goes. Easier to find acreage properties, and you can see this too just by the green. Usually the white parts on these Google Maps are more densely populated areas. And then as we get away from that into the green areas, it's a little more sparse. So that's where we're at. Plus we're closer to the city center. Parkhill, there's a lot of great suburbs that you can live in. So it's something I want to mention while I'm thinking Kansas City. There's lots of pockets in here that are going to be Kansas City all over the place. I'll just keep drawing. But anyway, I'm not accurately drawing these, but there's little pockets all over that are Kansas City. And if you live in Kansas City on the Missouri side, you could be subject, or you work in Kansas City, Missouri, subject to the E-tax, which is a 1% earnings tax we talk about a lot. Not that it's a huge deal, you just need to know about it. I mean, 1% of your income is 1% of your income that goes out the door. Now, it's not out the door like you don't see any benefits from it. A lot of it goes to take care of the streets, to pay the police, to take care of some of the trash services downtown. But it's a tax, so you need to know about that. Not living in Kansas City, like one of these suburbs of Parkville, even though you're surrounded by Kansas City, gives you all the amenities of the city, a little less on that tax front. But if you work in Kansas City, Missouri, it kind of depends where you earn your money. So I don't live in Kansas City, Missouri. I live in a suburb of it. However, I do sell houses that are in Kansas City, Missouri from time to time. So I do have to pay a portion of that in my income for those houses that when I make income out of Kansas City, Missouri, I have to pay income. That 1% goes towards that. So it's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, they get a little bit of your money. They always get your taxes. Say hi to Jonesy back there. I can see her in the background. So that's how that. Back to the map here. So we've got lots of little areas that'll get you outside of that E-tax. So we got the Parkhill School District. Now, when we were driving around the other day, we talked about Parkville. So we did look at a house right down here on the river, and I talked about being up on this bluff. So everything, pretty much, this is 9 Highway or KK Highway. It kind of runs out this way. Pretty much anything along here is going to be river bottoms, everything that way. Nobody's building any houses on that side of the road because it's all like floodplain river bottoms. And then as soon as you get to this pink line, that's kind of the first main road, it kind of cuts across there. That's where the bluffs kind of starts to go up, where the river's been meandering back and forth for thousands of years. And that's where the bluff starts. So it's a really cool setting to be down in Parkville. We've done a vlog on Parkville, so I do want to point that out, where we're hanging out down on Main Street, down at the park, in the park, looking back. There's a beautiful old college down there, Park College, and all kinds of cool stuff. So check that out if you like Parkville or you like what you're hearing here. But this is kind of a bluff, and there's some cool neighborhoods. One's called the Bluffs. And then we've got Walnut Creek and a bunch of neighborhoods that kind of look south and take in those views. And from the right angle, and if the trees are not right, I mean, you can get glimpses of downtown, especially over here as we're closer to Riverside. Houses stacked up on that hill, looking over the downtown Kansas City skyline. So some super cool views. We also went out to, let's see, where did we go? We saw a house over here, kind of by Parkhill High School. And then we saw another house over here in the Thousand Oaks subdivision. So we'll zoom in on this in a little bit to give you some more information about these major subdivisions. But that's kind of the spread. We went from here, we were down in Parkville, and then we went out west a little bit. Getting through here, I-29 is kind of the major highway that runs right through southern Platte County. If you live out here, everybody knows about it. Your next major intersection is 152 Highway, and that kind of runs you out east or out towards Liberty. And then we'll tap you into 169 too, and all this funnels into downtown. And then 45 is, you know, it's a highway, but it's kind of got a couple stoplights on it. Just gets everybody back to their neighborhoods and back to their homes and the golf courses and all the amenities that we kind of have there in southern Platte County. And then Berry Road up here is also kind of a hub for shopping districts and a lot of activities up in this area. So usually around your major highway intersections is where you're gonna find all your activities and fun stuff, because that's where all the traffic is. And that's kind of the case here. So the shopping, the movie theaters, restaurants, there is a lot of it up there. There's also gonna be a lot of it here off 45 highway. Grocery stores scattered all out. So let me go ahead and switch this view on you to, I wanted to pull up the MLS. This is our MLS currently right now today. And you can see I didn't type in like Parkhill school districts. I just typed in searching by southern Platte County, because a little hack is if you go into any website that you might use, Realtor.com, Zillow, you can go to my website. If you type in school district, there is the Parkhill School District, there's Parkhill South, there's Parkhill, and then you've got all the elementary schools, and oftentimes agents that maybe aren't super familiar with the area will list a house for sale and they'll just put Parkhill schools and they won't list anything else. Or they'll list the high school and they'll leave out all the elementary schools because they just don't know, and quite honestly, maybe they're too lazy to go figure it out. So school districts get left off all the time. So if you use that as your search criteria, you could miss it. That's why it is better to draw that map, because hopefully they've got their drop pin set right. But anyway, that's where we come into. So we are happy to help you. In fact, we'll set these searches up for you so that you've got this stuff coming to you directly after we have that conversation to see what you're really excited about and what you want. But anyway, this is southern Platte County. I kind of have it pulled up, and it's interesting. These are homes all on the market right now, listed between $300,000 and up, actually. I don't think I capped it on the top end. It looks like 126 active properties right now from 300 and up in the southern Platte County Parkhill School District. I would imagine the way it looks, all these are going to be in Parkhill. Up here, this is probably going to be Platte County schools, but definitely anything below this 152 is going to be Parkhill. So just to point out, we've got our lakes that we've talked about. We got Lake Wacomas over here, which is a cool subdivision and its own city that's going to keep you out of that E-text if you like lake life. There's also Wrist Lake if you like lake life. Super nice subdivision. Started out in the 90s with lots of square footage, set up kind of as that community development plan with lots of nice parks, several pools, really nice setup there. I wouldn't mind living there at all. And then you've got Weatherby Lake over here, which is a lake that you can get out and fish and motorboat on. Wrist Lake, you're not so much motorboating. It's electric only with a community dock. Nobody can live you can't tear the trees down around the lake, so nobody can live right on the water. But at Weatherby, you can live right on the water, have a dock in the water, take advantage of motorboats and all that. So a couple different styles of lakes depending on what you're looking for. But these are hot areas, and you can see there's some properties for sale out there. Weatherby Lake is going to get you outside of Kansas City also, and then Wrist Lake happens to land in that Parkville, so that's going to get you out of that E-tax as well, just to add to that. And then we were down here. One of these is probably the house that we looked at yesterday, and it's probably this one that's right on the bluff here, looking over into Kansas, over the Missouri River. And then we went out, there's a really cool neighborhood out here. It's on the south side of 45, Thousand Oaks, and we were out in there too. Their new phase is right here, where they're kind of getting closer to the river, a little further south, but a beautifully laid out, massive subdivision, full of kids. This is probably 2000s and newer. There may be some older than that, but fairly recent. They're still building in there, but really nice size square footage houses. This can range from anywhere. I think the one we were looking at was 650 for brand new construction, but probably 4 to 750 you can find. Maybe, sky's the limit, I guess, on there, but 4 and up is what you could expect to find out here. And then since this area has continued to grow, this intersection of 435 highway, which is our loop highway that goes around the entire city, and 45 highway, there's been a lot of restaurants and kind of some nightlife and a lot more entertainment that's gone in to kind of cater to these people, because it is a little bit of a jaunt to get through down this road, past all these subdivisions, over to I-29 if you want to zip up to take advantage of this stuff, or even there's some restaurants and some other things going on right in this area. So it is cool that now they don't have to travel so far to get to fun stuff. And then there's cool stuff down 435 highway as well, like casinos and outlet malls just over into the Kansas side. So pretty cool spot out here. So Wrist Lake, Parkhill, of course, is that old downtown feel right here with a bunch of old houses as you go up the hill, like 100-year-old kind of stuff. Really charming area. One of my favorite places to go grab a Reuben sandwich if you're down there is the Crick, which is a little Irish pub that has a small menu but absolutely delicious. And then there's coffee shops and little knick-knack shops and all kinds of fun stuff with an amazing English Landing Park right here, which is massive with a walking trail right by the river. There's tennis, there's dog parks, there's what do you play beside tennis? Pickleball, disc golf with a train that runs right through it. So just the perfect little river town, an iconic Park College that's super old as well, that's kind of that Victorian or kind of Gothic style with those really high towers. And it's been a while since I had art history in college, but it just looks really cool from down by the river. So worth checking all that out. Then over in here we have what I was talking about, the Bluffs, which we mentioned that I think in our vlog too. Super cool neighborhood where there's no sidewalks. This is kind of like living in the mountains. So absolutely beautiful. Every house is unique and you're just meandering up these streets through the woods and then boom, there's a house. A lot of these people don't even have grass. They're just like houses in the forest. And then Walnut Creek, which is over here too, and more affordable community, more cookie cutter style homes, I would say, with the community pool, low HOAs, and just a really kind of entry level family oriented area. So lots of cool options here. Like I said, everything on here is going to be 300 and up. Riverside down here, we're going to get into some other expensive ones. They've really started developing this. And a lot of these properties are going to have that view into downtown or that downtown Kansas City skyline with Riverside as well. I think actually Patrick Mahomes lived down here in the Briar Cliff area for a little bit before he moved a little further south to where he's at now. So really cool spots around here. Everything on this side will, and the schools are A-rated. And I just want to chat a little bit and kind of point out all the cool stuff that we have to offer. Up here is the Zona Rosa shopping district. It's actually right here on this side of the highway, which is a nice outdoor shopping plaza full of restaurants. Over here we've got more of our big box stores, Home Depots, Lowe's, Hobby Lobby, Chick-fil-A, Berry Roads 24, Smoothie King, Zona Rosa. Let's see if this view helps you out a little bit too. So that's that Zona Rosa shopping center, all outdoor shopping center. There's a new noodle place that I just hit up the other day. I can't remember the name of it. A robot brings you your food. Absolutely amazing. So that's kind of tasty. I had a spot in Oregon that had my ramen shop. So it's good that I've got one close to home again. But we get the movie theaters here, shopping. You've got Hy-Vee over here off Berry Road. The hospital, which is one of our major employers up here. And then that's all Walmart and Lowe's and Target and all that stuff kind of keep going north. And then the high school is over here. So that's Parkhill High School. It's Parkhill High School. And then we have a south, basically a north and a south high school, only they're not called that, but you really can't go wrong. They're all great schools. And then down here in the middle, as you kind of take this 435 and zip down this way, we've got Sprouts, which is your organic food. Sprouts right here. Smoothie King, dentists, all that kind of stuff. McDonald's, your fast food, some other restaurants and thrift stores. But anyway, you know, you kind of expect, like we talked about, I-29 and this major, there is a lot of stuff here. It's going to cater to the Wrist Lake folks. In fact, you know, I live over here on this side of the highway a little further north, and this is where I do come down to do my shopping too, because it's convenient. So it kind of services a lot of this area, and then maybe some of the north will hit the grocery stores up here. And then we have the National. I forgot to point out the National while we zoomed way out. We do have a pretty prestigious golf course that you can live on up here. It's actually 2 18-hole courses at the National, so that's another one of our hot spots. It's gonna have some really nice homes. It's on both sides. 45 highway. Tom Watson designed this golf course. So it's a super cool layout, some really top end. I mean, the sky's the limit here. You can go from probably 400, 450 all the way up to several $1 million for some mega mansions sitting right on golf. They have a really cool clubhouse facility with swimming pools and all kinds of different packages that you can get into if golf and that country club lifestyle is what you're used to or what you're looking for. The National is a really sweet spot to pull that off in the Northland and still take advantage of those Parkhill high schools for the public school system. So a lot of good stuff there. With all these spots in Kansas City, you're gonna have the public school systems A-rated here, but you're also gonna have a lot of private options. So if that's important to you, that is available as well. There's Montessori, there's Oak Hill Day School, there's St. Pius. So you've got lots of options for, if you don't want to be in the public school system, to go fully private all the way through. And there's Wrist Lake again. Maybe I'll pull this view up just so you can see, we got the little downtown Parkville area. Really close to that is Wrist Lake. You can see that it is a sizable subdivision, but you can see you're not really sitting on the lake. Most of these houses, in fact, you can't tear down the trees going up to the lake, so nobody's really got stunning views, except for, these people, I believe one of these guys was the developer. Of course, they've got great views of the lake, right? And then you have this shared community dock over here. But a very, very nice family-oriented, just a neighborhood full of nice houses where everything's maintained well. You've got sidewalks, the grass is all mowed by the HOA, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. So that is a really nice lake that I recommend for folks that are kind of looking for that, several pools, lots of kids. You got your little shopping plaza here too with Nick and Jake's and some dining. And then we go over to, just to show you these golf courses in a little more detail. These are all golf that you can live on at the National. So I think you can see we've got, there's a lot of houses on that side. You can see a lot of the bigger houses kind of here on this north end. Some houses there as well. And then over here, all kinds of housing right around all the golf courses. There's actually a tunnel that you can play through to play. Half of this golf course is actually on both sides of the road. So super cool. If kids are into golf sports too, Parkhill has a golf team. My daughter plays golf, so she'll have tournaments there and get to play on that course with the Parkhill golf team, and that's cool. Sports at Parkhill School District. It's a big school district, so there's gonna be everything under the sun, and it's super competitive. So just be aware of that. Sometimes we talk about, if you want your kids to have a little bit more of a chance to play all the sports or to experiment, moving out to Smithville, Platte City. Some of the school districts are a little further north, a little less populated, are gonna get you that option because Parkhill is gonna be fierce competition, but that can be good too, just depending on what you're looking for. I think, we got Thousand Oaks out here that we touched on with the new construction going into the south. Let's go back and just click around on some of the price points on this other map just to give you kind of an idea of what that looks like, because I told you this one on Wrist Lake that out on the point, $6.9 million right there. So the sky is the limit in Platte County, but this is one of those mega mansion homes right on the lake. I mean, you get the idea. Kind of fun to look at, but takes a special buyer. So not me today. So that is a beautiful spot on Wrist Lake. The other neighborhood we were in, Thousand Oaks, I'll just do this to pull up some images. You can see these are nice. There's a 700. This is gonna all probably be new construction. 812, 725. So a lot of this lower section's new, and then a lot of this is gonna be resale, 525. We are 800. That's a new one as well. 739, new. Not a lot of resale right now. We are just after the first of the year, so it does take a little bit for spring fever to catch on. Yesterday was the day we were out in the snowstorm driving around, so school was canceled then, and school is canceled again today. So we talked about in that video AMI days, where the kids are now don't have to take that snow day and tack it on to the end of the year, but get 5 of those days where teachers communicate with them online, and that's kind of nice because when you want to plan your vacation, and you want to get out of town the day school gets out, you don't have to feel obligated to change your plans. You know what? I think we hit this pretty good. If you guys have more questions or, you can always reach out with anything specific, but I just kind of wanted to lay that out in a whole. Let me just finish with, we'll go back to this other map. Some of the other school districts that are in the Northland or north of the river. Over here, you're gonna have the Liberty School District. We had Parkhill, which is right in this area, and then they have a Parkhill South. Liberty also has a Liberty North, but basically, so we got the Parkhill School District, the Liberty School District. You are gonna have the Platte City School District, which is we've done a vlog on Platte City as well. And then Smithville, and then also the North Kansas City School District, which is kind of takes up some ground here in the middle. Now, North Kansas City School District is massive. The high schools, it has 3 high schools in it, and as you progress north through the high school district, the schools get better. We've done vlogs on Gladstone in that area, so you can check that out if you kind of like this middle section or you're finding property here on the Clay County side. But those are kind of your major school districts right here north of the river in the Northland. Remember, 169 is the Platte on this side, Clay County on this side, and the major school districts. But the major ones in the Northland closest to the city are going to be Liberty, North Kansas City School District, and Parkhill School District. And we just got done talking about cool things that Platte County and the Parkhill School District have in common. And also there's the airport again, just not to mention I love being close to the airport because I personally am, and I take advantage of that a lot, and it's super nice. And I think that's a wrap. There's worlds of fun. You know, we talk about that, fun things to do if you're out here and it's warm and you've got kids with you. You might plan a half a day or so out at Worlds of Fun and taking advantage of that. So, hey, without further ado, I think I'm gonna let you go. I think we touched on some cool stuff. We'll see you on the next video. Hey, just remember, we appreciate you guys watching this and sharing this and all that good stuff. You've got a couple friends in the business. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks.